How many of you would like to open a big fresh jar of tomatoes in the middle of winter? Can I have a show of hands? Yes. Well, today I'm going to teach you guys how to can tomatoes, and it's very, very easy. You'll be surprised. The first few things that we need are a big, large pot. We need some jars of whatever size you would like. A funnel makes it really easy to be able to put the tomatoes in the jar, believe me. You need to have a couple of lids and rings to put on the top of your jars. And what makes it easier also is to have some jar grippers. Well, the first thing you need to have is, well, of course you also need tomatoes. You need to have some fresh, firm, ripened tomatoes. And these came from the garden. These are kind of an example of what a fresh, firm, ripe tomato. And you will need to, I usually put these tomatoes in the sink and pour boiling water over them from about 30 to 60 seconds. And that's according to the Colorado State University Extension Office. And after about 30 to 60 seconds, the peelings off of the tomatoes will just start falling off. And then you can take your knife and chunk your tomatoes whatever size you would like. If you like really, really chunky tomatoes, you can chunk them bigger. If you like them smaller in your soups or whatever, you can chunk them smaller. Once you get them in a nice bowl, all chunked and ready to go, you take the size of jar that you need. To prepare your jars, I would advise to put them in the dishwasher and sterilize them first, so they're nice and clean and ready to go. And then you take your funnel and you stick it on top of your jar and pour your tomatoes in there. Only go to about an inch from the top. Don't pack them all the way full. If you pack them all the way full, then you'll have trouble sealing them. There's two different sizes of jars. You have a quart-sized jar or a pint-sized jar, however it works for your family, whatever size you would need. There are also different sizes of the top of the jars. There's a small mouth and a large mouth, so when you go to buy your lids, make sure you get the regular size jar or the large mouth lids. So once you've packed them in there, you need to boil your lids for about 10 minutes in water so they're nice and so they'll be ready to seal on top of your jars really good. So you'll cover your jar with your lid and you'll take a ring and you'll just seal it really, really tight on the top of your jar. So make sure it's really, really tight. Then for quart jars, you want to boil for about 45 minutes, and for pint jars, you want to boil for 35 minutes, and that's according to the Utah State University Extension Office. You'll take your big, large pot, and you're going to put them in your pot, and you want to cover the jars to about an inch or 2 inches of water on top. So make sure you have plenty of water in your pan, and it's boiling good. So again, it's 45 minutes for a quart and 35 minutes for a pint-sized jar. Now once your jars are done, you have these little handy-dandy grippers, and you can take the little grippers and they fit really well over the jar, and you can pull them out of the water. This can help prevent burning and scalding of your arms and your hands. And then you'll want to leave your jars on the counter, probably on a dishcloth or something, for at least 12 to 24 hours, and leave them let set so they don't be disturbed. And you test the jar by pressing on the top of the lid. If the lid, like this one, doesn't pop back up, then your jar is sealed. And that's according to the Canning Food Recipe website. If you have a jar that the top of the lid pops up like this one, then it did not seal correctly. So then you'll have to either use your jar, put it in the refrigerator, and use your can of tomatoes sometime within the next week. So canning tomatoes is very easy, and it's very good to have a jar, especially in the middle of winter. It's really nice to pop open a jar to enjoy that nice bowl of soup in the middle of winter. So, thank you.